Hey, I just want to go over the franchisee's object or the franchisee object today. This is going to be in our corporate application inside of Salesforce. We're going to click on franchisees. We'll get a list of franchisees here. If we go to all franchisees, we can hit go. We only have, Dave, and then two fake ones. One is me, and another one is a test franchisee. So how we go about this is we'll just select Josh and Camp because this is attached to my actual account, which Dave's will be too, and every other franchisee will have a Salesforce user login, so it'll also be attached to their account. So we're going to select Josh and Camp, and we can say the franchisee name is Josh and Camp, the username is Josh and Camp, the territory is fake territory. We can put in all this other information about the franchisee, where their business is, and their phone number and an email to contact them by. Right now we can see we have some completed tasks here. Call to Larry Resick and to send a quote to No Name. That was just a blank activity, which we would really use more for, say, hey, go to the 400 block of Colfax and hand out flyers to that block. And then the franchisee would come back, check it, and say, hand it out, flyers to that block. Next thing is going to be a log a call. Logging a call is just going to be anytime we speak with a franchisee, in person, whether they call us or we call them. We want to put that in there just so we have a record of all communications with the franchisees. Send an email is going to be when we send them an email. We send it from here, so we track that activity. And mail merge will allow us to merge old emails together. But what we're really going to be using the most is log a call, send an email, and then view all will let us see the whole list of things. We don't really need to use that until we get a huge amount of activities. Here we can say we can add a Google Doc if we would need to add a spreadsheet, or if we did a survey or something like that. We can create this right here. A new presentation if we want to make a quick, basically it's like a PowerPoint. We can create that for them. A new Word document, a new spreadsheet, a new note. I'll just create a note right here and attach a file if they need to sign some papers for taxes or something like that, and we have that file for them. We can attach that file right in here, and they'll have access to it. The next thing is going to be cases, and this is like if I were to call and say, hey, I'm having a problem with my supply chain, I can create a case here, and then it'll assign it to the person who manages supply, and it will also show the status and the work we're doing, so the franchisee can come and say, oh, okay, they're trying to fix my problem, or when it's fixed, we provide the franchisee with a solution inside there. And we'll go over all these things right now. So the first thing is going to be, how do we assign a new task? All we do is click New Task. And so this, I'm going to say Subject, Other, and the due date will be today. So I'm going to say pass out 1,000 flyers. Status is not started, or we can say waiting for someone else because we're going to assign it to somebody else. I'm going to assign it to myself just because it's inside of my object. The priority is going to be high. We're going to send a notification email letting the person know that they have a task assigned to them inside of Salesforce. This will be used in case that somebody's kind of slacking and not in Salesforce every day and they're not seeing what activities they have open. This will remind them. And then we can also create a reminder here. And we can set that at any time. Since we're doing it today, 7:30 is kind of already passed, so we can say at noon. It'll give me a reminder in 13 minutes. So we just do save. And that creates a new task, and it's called Other. It doesn't have a name because it's not assigned to a contact inside of our database. So that's all we have to do to assign a task. And then since I assigned it to myself, it'll show up on my home page, and it's saying other, and it has high priority. If we click inside the other, we can say pass out 1,000 flyers waiting on someone else, and inside of there I could go say in progress and save that, and then we can actually watch the stages that the franchisees are going through when it comes to that task. So we'll go back to this franchisee object. We have our call and our send quote. Our next thing is going to be log a call. This is going to be anytime we have that call, so we just say log a call. It's automatically going to add the subject. We're going to say so talk to Josh about supply, and that's all we need to write there. If we need to schedule a follow-up task, we'll say call again, due date will be 7/17. So make sure Josh is alright with supply chain issues, and right now it's not started. We'll send a notification email, and it'll send a reminder up on Salesforce at 8 a.m. on 7/17/2011. So we hit save, and so now we have another one here in that other, or right here, excuse me, this is the call. So then the next thing we want to do is send an email. So we want to go to, it's obviously going to be to me once again, so I'm going to choose my name under my account name of Nike Media. So it's going to send it to me, and inside of here we can do several different things. We can add people inside the CC and the BCC if we want other people to make sure that they see this message too. It automatically gives a blind carbon copy to me, and the subject we can just say test email. And we can also, if we want, we can choose a template down here. We can attach a file, check spelling. Most of our browsers are going to do that on our own, so it's not a big deal. And then also we can attach a file here. And that's all we really need to do. And then hit send. And then that email is logged in, and we can see what we said inside of the email at a later date. So now I go in here and it just says subject is test email, the body said test email. So we'll have a record of everything we send to the franchisee based on that object. So now you can see really what the franchisee object is for direct communication with the franchisees, and really and making sure everything is documented, so at a later date we can go back and say, no, we told you to do this and you didn't do it, or they can assign stuff to us and they can say you guys didn't do something. So it's basically holding the franchisee and the franchisor accountable, and that's the purpose of the franchisee object, and that's how you use the franchisee object.